Hello and welcome to Cookie's Fishing Capers, and today I'm fishing in Shrewsbury. I'm on the Shrewsbury Town Fisheries stretch. I've parked up on the Manor Way, which is like a little cul-de-sac on the estate there, and I've just had a walk down the pathway almost to where the stretch ends with Shrewsbury Town Fisheries. I'm fishing, I've never fished this peg before. The reasons I've picked this particular peg, well, I'll show you in detail in just a moment, but just over across the way again, I always look for the bushes. There is 2 or 3 trees and bushes there that look very favourable for me for putting at least a rod there, and I might well put my right hand rod just down the way from that, so any feed that comes from that feeder that passes by will also connect to my next rod. Well, that's the theory anyway. So I've no idea, I have never fished this stretch before. It is cold today as well, folks. It's 4 degrees, so it's going to be, in my opinion, a toughie, but we shall see how we get on. See you in a bit. Just to let you know the bait I'm using, well, it's usual. I'm using my chickpeas. I've got those that are sort of an orangey tinge. I'd use like a mainline pineapple flavouring, colouring. It was a yellow, but I had some red dye left, some powdered stuff I'd use, so I mixed it to try and get an orange tinge on that. Put a bit of curry powder on it as well, just to dry them out to make sure they're all good. This one, I've used green dye that you get from just any supermarket really. Flavoured them in curry powder, and they do stink of curry powder, to be honest. So my John Wilson rod, which is as you face out there on the right hand side, they have got those on, which are the green ones, and my other rod has got those on, which are more like a pineapple-y curry powder with an orange tinge. Let's see if we catch. As I say, these aren't exactly ideal conditions. We have to respect the fact that it is pretty cold, 4 degrees today. But yeah, keep my fingers crossed and let's see how we get on. See you in a bit. So this is my left hand rod. That's what I've done there. So I've got a 90 gram open feeder there, and I'm on 10 pound fluorocarbon, as I said to you earlier, so just making sure my rod's okay. That's the chickpeas on that particular rod, which goes out to my left hand side, straight out towards the back. And yeah, that's pretty much as basic as you get. As I say, I'll give you a bit of a closer look. I put 2 shots there, I do, just to give it a bit of solid hit, so if something hits it, it just gives that extra pull. As you can see there you are, look, that's the link. And yeah, it's done me alright before, hopefully it'll do me alright today. And I'll give that a cast out just to the far bank to the left hand side. On my John Wilson rod, got a 90 gram there, exactly the same as the other format, slightly different there. That one's locked up on a smaller Corum connector, followed by 10 pound fluorocarbon and the elusive green chickpeas with a little blade of grass. So you can just see the bush there, and my right hand rod, it's not a great example this because I've cast to the right of it, but it's drifted down river a little bit. But anyway, that's where I'm aiming, sort of just at the back there, and this is where my peg is. So that's where my John Wilson rod is aimed at this stage, but probably not landing exactly where I want it at this stage, so I might change up a little bit. So on my second rod, you can probably see that big tree. It's almost like a silvery colour. I'm casting just to the left of that, so it drifts just in front, and if I'm being honest, that left hand rod, I've got that about right really. Although showing it's coming a bit short, it's not. It's a bit further out than that. It's probably lying just in front of that white branch, if you can see it in the background there, just there, that one. So yeah, I'm not too upset where that one is at the moment. The John Wilson one, I'm not too keen on where that is, but that particular rod, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm into a nice fish, I think. My left-hand rod is just ripped off on the orange chickpeas. Close in. This feels actually like a really good fish. I just put it in to my left-hand side, quite close in, and it's just tore off. Caught me by surprise, to be honest. I didn't see it coming. It's always hard to tell, isn't it? But it looks fairly decent. Whoa, here we go. Oh, he's in. I'll come back to you in a bit. So there we are, the left-hand rod, one barbel. I'll go £6, maybe 7. He's a bit of a lump, got a bit of a tummy on him, but I can't grumble. See you in a bit. So my left rod's gone again, just to my left-hand side. I don't know if it's a barbel. I think, crikey, my right-hand rod just had a knock as well. Wow. I think it's a chub. We'll find out when he decides to show me. Whoa, yeah. Here we go. Right. Well, action is starting. Dare I say it. See you in a bit. So there we have it. A little chub. I'd say, so I'm just checking my rod there. I'd say no more than a pound, pound and a half maximum. Catch you in a bit. So I've just lost one on the John Wilson rod. Eesh. Took off to the right. Get back to it. See you in a bit. So just while there's a lull in action at the moment, what, fishing 2 to 3 hours, if that. We've had a lot of action. Yeah, we've lost a couple of fish, both on the John Wilson rod, which is very frustrating. But yeah, it just goes to show. I mean, I suppose it's warmed up a little bit, if I'm being honest with you, since first thing this morning. But it just goes to show that the chickpeas do work. You know, not many people are using them. That is a fact. On a difficult cold day like today, one barbel, one chub, in 2 to 3 hours of fishing so far, ain't bad. Now, don't get me wrong, if I'd have converted the other 2 fish, might have been 1 or 2 more, who knows, but I can't grumble, and I can't help but thinking that there's still a bit of action to come yet. What's really interesting about this particular peg is obviously I'd focus largely on that back area there, which I do believe fish are in it, but when I've come a bit shorter on that rod to the left, it's been quite interesting that whenever I've come short here, I've had a hit. I think I'm in now. I'll double check. And yes, I am. Now this doesn't feel like a very big fish, if I'm being honest with you. It's the left-hand rod again. I'll try my best to get you in. Oh, I'm sorry about this. It's the best I can do for you. I didn't see that happening, to be honest. I thought it was gone a bit quiet, but I've got a feeling it's a chub. We'll soon find out. It is indeed a chub. So I shall come back to you in a short while. So there you are, guys. Another pot chub. You can see the steam coming off it, actually, it's that cold. But yeah, I'd say it's about half a pound. I'll take it. 2 chub and a barbel. We've still got an hour or so, maybe 2 hours to go. So let's see if we can get anything else. I've just cast them both out now for the very last time. Obviously hoping one of them or both rip off with a chub or a barbel. So I'm going to give them 10 minutes and then folks I'm going to call it quits because light is fading. I've already started the packing up process behind me. So that is what it's about. So as you can see behind me, my rods are still out, but I'm reeling them in now, I think. Isn't it strange that you start off, your rods are going, you lose fish, and then the next thing everything just goes still and drops off. And that's exactly what's happened in the last hour and a half to 2 hours. It's just dropped, nothing's happened. Activity's just completely gone. So it's one of them, but you know what, nice barbel, couple of chub and lost a couple of fish on the way, but I've enjoyed today. I hope you have too. If you like what you've seen, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, smash up the subscribe. Thanks for watching.